This is not my normal content, and I hate that I even have to bring this to my platform. But at this point, I'm just seeking advice because I don't know what else to do. So before we went on this spring break that the kids had in New York City, the very last day of school, I get a phone call from my daughter. She's like frantically screaming to the top of her lungs, so much so that I couldn't even understand what was going on. Her school is about 3 blocks away, so I immediately get up, I put on my stuff, and I'm like running over to the school. As I'm running over to the school, I'm calling the school. No one's answering. So I call one of her friends. I'm like, hey, what's going on? As their exact words was, the girl walked up to her and punched her in the mouth. So now I've reached the school. By the time I reach the school, I'm guessing that the girl that's outside with school safety, that's going ballistic, is the girl she had a fight with. And the girl is yelling like, I'm going to get her. I want to get mine. We going to fight. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. I go into school. The school personnel has my daughter in the bathroom. My daughter's frantically crying, frantically screaming. They give me her, and I go outside to call the police. I'm waiting around for some time. Of course, the police didn't come yet. And school personnel came out, and they said, listen, just for your safety, I think that you should leave. Like, you guys should go home. We got word that the student is on their way back to the school with their family, so we think it's safe if you guys just leave. So we go home. Once I get home, the school calls me. And the school is like, listen, I don't know what happened. We're hearing bits and pieces of the story. But, you know, it's the last day of school and we just don't know what's going on. I said, okay, can I get a meeting with the parent? Because we have to figure out what's going on. Like, what happened? What would make this child just walk up to my kid and just hit them? Like, why would you hit her? I don't understand what happened. So school says, okay, you want a meeting with the parent? I'm gonna call you right back. School calls me back. I don't know what transpired on that phone call, but they said exactly the words that they told me was, I don't know if you really want a meeting with this family, but if you do really want the meeting, we're gonna have the authorities there. I said, huh? For a meeting? And they're like, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have the police there. I said, okay, that's fine. I guess we'll have to have the police there, but a meeting has to be held. Okay, end of that story. We go on vacation. During the course of the vacation that me and my kids was on, you know, they have peers. So my daughter's peers was sending her like screenshots of things that this child is posting on social media. And this child started a countdown to the first day back to school from vacation. And she's like sending all these threats like, you know, I'm going to get you and all this stuff. So the peers is like, listen, for your safety, I'm just giving you a little heads up. She going to do you in when y'all get back to school. Like, you should be in fear for your life. If I was you, I wouldn't go back. So naturally, of course, my daughter is afraid for her life if she doesn't want to go back to school, as I wouldn't either. So another parent reached out to me in the midst of like all the chaos because they saw everything that was going on outside of the school, and they wanted to inform me like, hey, the same girl who did that to your daughter, I went through a similar situation with her, and the family did end up coming up, and it ended really, really bad. She's like, my child went through so much bullying because of this child that at one point that child wanted to unalive themselves. That's how bad the bullying got. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. All of this because of one child. So the school reached out to me yesterday and they was just like, hey, we're gonna have a meeting, you know, with the 2 children because I really don't think it's safe to get the families involved. Still don't know why, but they're like, I'm the most non-confrontational person in the world. Y'all know that. So they're like, we don't think it's safe. So we're going to try to have a meeting with these children. So I'm telling them like, hey, these are the threats that's been sent over the vacation. I don't know if this child is going to have a weapon on them. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And my daughter's scared shitless. You think I'm just going to throw it to y'all and say, hey, hopefully nothing happens? Because at the end of the day, her safety is my number one concern. So if it was you in this situation, would you like just pull your kid out of the school? I don't even know if you can get transferred to another school, like at the very end of the school. I have no clue how that works. But what would you do in this situation?